we're back with another episode of the Pop Culture Cosmos. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from the PCC, the Pop Culture Cosmos, Game Source, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, and the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate all of you checking out all of our great shows. And if you can, give us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Plus, if you could like, share, subscribe today to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air. Follow us as well on the latest episodes of the PCC. Of course, also as well, the PCC Multiverse, Pop Culture Cosmos. Of course, what's going on with Inside Sports, Fantasy Football, the State of Pro Wrestling. John Orlando and I've got one coming up here this week as well. Plus also, of course, everything that we do right here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. And the Super BS Gamescast as well, because the host of that is right here. It wouldn't be a Pop Culture Cosmos without my good friend. Indeed, it is, of course, the mastermind, along with Break and Jank of the Super BS Gamescast. Also as well, Humanic Media, which is now over 1,000 subscribers himself. And of course, also as well, the Happy Hoarder, your place to go for Christmas shopping. Christmas shopping starts now. It's our favorite time of the year, Black Friday. Yay! It is, of course, my good friend, indeed. It is Josh Peterson. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm also looking at one of the hosts of the Super BS Gamescast too. So,
I'm a host now. Yay!
let's give some credit to our friend Gerald here. What's up, man? Black Friday was well underway like 3 weeks ago. So I know we're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
But this
And
is going to be Black Friday.
it's gonna be, yeah, it seems like there have been several Black Fridays. But yeah, I mean, I've noticed a lot of the ads are
How
coming
about
out.
the Black Friday? That better?
I miss the early 2000s and late 90s Black Friday. Like that was something to behold, and now it's not the same anymore.
Okay, I'll tell you what. The first Black Friday I did in retail was actually my first year here moving up to Las Vegas. I used to work for the Good Guys, which is an electronic retailer on the West Coast, no
I
longer available.
remember,
Yes,
yeah.
RIP. But it was a combination with them and Tower Records under a WOW concept. It was a big, huge mega stores. Think of like Best Buy before Best Buy. So with that, we had this huge grand opening sale as far as during the year, but it wasn't until really Black Friday that we really started getting things going. We had a huge sale. I remember compact all-in-one system for like $400 or $500, some insanely low price for an all-in-one computer with the monitor built into it and all that stuff. And of course, some other great deals as well. Man, they did. Oh, at that time, they hadn't yet had the unfortunate incidents that they had at Walmart with their Black Fridays. So Walmart had to lead the way in how to structure lines out waiting outside for Black Friday. They didn't do that yet. This was the classic open the doors, everybody, every man for himself. And if you can see the look of fear on me and all the other salesman faces as the people were running like a stampede at you, Josh, how scared I was at that moment in time. I feared for my life. There's been very few times I've feared for my life. That was one of them. Yeah, it was.
You know, it's funny you say that. So I've experienced both in like retail and a just like observing it, you know. So my mom, so we used to do Thanksgiving up at my grandma's house in Sacramento, and she had a mall that had like your Macy's, your Robinsons May. This one had a Target attached to it, which was something you don't really see a lot of, but like the mall had a lot of big retail names inside of it. And so my mom and my aunts and my grandma would go Black Friday shopping, and they leave about 6 in the morning, and then around 6 o'clock at night they give us this phone call, and it happened every year, saying, hey, we need you guys to bring to my dad, saying, hey, like, we need you to bring another van down or another car down so we can load all of our stuff. Like, they would have so many things that they would have to go take breaks to take things out to the car and then go back in and keep shopping. You don't get that anymore. And
I
that
did that too. I've done that too. Where you, yep. I'll stay right here with all the stuff. Load it up. Go ahead. Bring it back. Bring back. Or actually, you would tell my ex-wife, my first wife, that, and then yeah, I would go put all the stuff, take all the stuff to the house,
Mhm.
come back, load up some more. Yeah,
No,
those.
you don't get that anymore, man. No, second thing I will say, when I worked at Best Buy, so I went through probably 7 Black Fridays, I think, but they always had one of us. So I had to go out, and there was this the girl from customer service. She would go out and hand out like tickets, right? Tickets for the some of the doorbusters, so that you didn't get them right when you walked in. They gave out tickets, so you go to the station where the doorbusters were, hand them that ticket, and that's how they would keep track of like people not cutting in line and stuff like that. So they sent her out there, and they said, "Hey, I need you to go out there and make sure none of these people are muscling this lady around. Like, don't let them." Because I didn't realize the severity of because I just transferred to a new store in Westminster, and I didn't realize like the severity of the crowds out there until I went out there, and these people are literally like grabbing her and like squeezing her arm, grabbing her shirt. Like, it was absolutely crazy to see like how physically violent people get in order to get those, those 60-inch televisions.
I have been in the crowds on the other end as a customer, like you said. I got a couple more. We'll go ahead and get the show started. Um, I know. I remember one time when I was waiting overnight. I had my hand literally on a 70-inch television at that time. It's like 6 or 7 years ago. Had my hand at a 70-inch television, big time deal at Walmart. It was one of their front page ones. Had my hand on it. A couple other people had their hand on it. On others, so it was like 3 or 4. They said, "Well, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning." And they said, "Oh, guys have to go. We have to clean up, do some things, but we got your spot saved. When do you get back? You come back here at 6, and you got to take care of. Come back at 6." Oh no,
No.
I don't know who you're talking to, man, but yeah, we sold it off.
I hate that. I hate that. Yep. No customer appreciation there. Honestly, I think all retail employees are just trying to we're just trying to get through it, just trying to
I can't say I
survive.
blame me. I can't say I blame them on that
Yeah.
because I was one of them for many years myself. For rewards and like I said before, good guys. Yeah, I believe me that Black Friday. It's one of the major shopping days of the year, still to this day, but still was one of the worst for retail employees. So
Mm.
I feel for you out there. You got respect. The last one I want to tell you is Best Buy itself. Best Buy here locally. Uh, my wife and her sister and her ex were all together. They say, "Okay, Gerald, you wait in the Walmart line. Oh, we'll go wait in the Best Buy line." This was like 2 or 3 in the morning. Again, they got the Starbucks, but it was ice cold. It was an unusually cold time of, really for the Vegas, and it got into like the teens and the 20s, and they had to wait around the building
Ooh.
outside for hours at Best Buy for some appliances and whatnot. So my wife was calling me, Gerald, uh, it's so cold here. So cold. Are you okay at Walmart? And she didn't realize that they had already gotten it structured because, again, as I said earlier, they had some very tragic incidents at Black Friday. Some people got hurt, got sued, so they had to redo the way that they did Black Friday. She didn't realize it was the first year they started bringing everyone inside and having the line circle around inside the store as opposed to wait outside the store.
Oh
So
no.
she calls me, Gerald, are you okay? Okay. Oh yeah, I'm groovy. It's nice and warm in here.
Oh geez. It's like when you're in line for a roller coaster and you don't see the extra like 3 zigzags in between, yeah, where you are and where the coaster loading is.
Exactly.
Oh
Oh,
man, I can't even
my
imagine.
wife hated me. I'm going to kill you, glass fight. Oh, it's so funny. Needless to say, I had nice full shopping carts of everything. And it's so funny because even if that's the case, my friend, they still had the tarped over pallets of stuff.
Yeah.
So at the time, let's say 6 o'clock, I forget when it was that's actually when they actually have to do it, they rip open and people are just like diving in and grabbing and ripping each other's arms and old ladies like smacking me on the arms and hands for whatever DVDs or games at the ow,
Yeah.
ow, really?
People
Yeah,
people are violent, man. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people get trampled too, and not it's straight up like, in Jingle All the Way when they open the doors to the toy store and everyone's trying to get,
yes,
like, the last Turbo Man, like,
yes,
that
yes.
is no exaggeration of what actually happens. Those doors slide open, or used to anyways, before people shopped online, those doors would slide open, and people just push their way into the store, and some people would, in fact, get trampled, and, like, that was, like, one of the lowest points of humanity, witnessing something like that, but also I kind of miss that.
I used to use the JPEGs for those exactly what you're talking about. Those them fighting for TVs and whatnot
Mhm.
for our Black Friday episodes every year. I used to do that. I'm actually for this year. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to bring it out of the archives. I'm going to find one out there again of all the yes, just to again to harken back on our memories on Black Friday.
Yeah.
That's awesome indeed. But we would love to hear your thoughts out there on Black Friday. We will have talk about all the good deals and some things that are changing in regards to Black Friday, some of the products being sold and not sold. I think Josh and I are going to touch on as well. But if you have some Black Friday memories that you would love to go ahead and share with us, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. And before we hit the first break, my friend, I want to go ahead and touch on something with Melinda and I talked about. It was Stalker 2, you know that, and also as well Flight Simulator 2024 that came out this past week on Xbox Games Pass. I know they've had bugs. I know they've had some issues, but it's gotten okay reviews. But for this team to put out a game in any shape, I understand. I'm going to give them more leeway this time around, Josh, because of what they're going through, because they're based in Ukraine. I am so thrilled for the team because they sold over 1 million units on Steam, I believe, in 24 hours. That right there just it warms your heart, man, because you see again all the trouble, all the turmoil that they've had to go through just to get this game into a playable condition. There was a big patch which alleviated a lot of those bugs. I'm just rooting for this team. I'm just starting to delve into it myself. It's not my type of feel, my type of game normally, but I'm going to play some of it just because, again, I'm so appreciative of what this team has gone through to make Stalker 2.
What's funny? So when you use Ukraine, right? That's where it's based out
Hmm.
of. They so when they
I had a
announced
slight distraction, to
slight
say the least.
distraction, yeah. But when they announced that there's going to be a draft, like my first thought instantly went to the gaming studios. Right? I was like, oh man, this is going to really like put a wrench in the spokes of the development of this game. But they still were able to get it out and get the product out there. And um, yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chance to play it yet, and I want to. I remember you talking about on the Super BS Games Cast, and yeah, it's definitely on my to play list. And you're right, the fact that they were able to get this out at all in the midst of everything they were going through is incredibly impressive just in itself. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see like what the average Joe reviews are coming out for this game. But yeah, it definitely is the the act of finishing the game and getting it to market is worthy of praise.
Absolutely. And I hope people do give it a chance. It is Stalker 2. It is
Still
available right.
support the small studios, like no matter what country they're in, you always want to support those small studios.
Absolutely. And again, I'm so happy for this team that they're able to put it out there. They are working on it, folks. They've already been out and said, we're trying to get rid of every bug that we can. They did a major patch to start off with a day one patch that alleviated a lot of that. It is in a playable condition now. They are trying to take care of a lot of stuff out there. So please be patient with them. I know for like Cyberpunk, No Man's Sky, so many other games that have come across the past years. We don't need the patience because they don't have the same kind of turmoil that they went through to create the game. So please, should Xbox have maybe given them even more time? Yeah, I think they should have given them even more time to do it, or maybe it was their decision. I'm not sure. But for that case, again, Stalker 2 is out. So please go ahead. At least give it a shot. At least give it a time. At least give it a play. Even if you play it on Games Pass, that's still metrics,
Yeah.
still numbers for Xbox to look at to hopefully reward the team with another game in the Stalker series or something else so that they can keep alive and keep going despite what they're experiencing in the Ukraine right now, Josh.
You know what wouldn't surprise me if we actually see a Call of Duty come out that covers the conflict between Ukraine and Russia at some point.
Probably not right away, probably 5 to 10 years I think they will. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that and I would hope that if they did something like that, they would have, development would take place somewhat with, Ukrainians themselves who experience that.
What are your thoughts out there on Stalker 2? Are you playing it now and enjoying it? Are you encountering any of the bugs? Or are you just happy that you are playing it from the team in Ukraine that created it? You happy for them? Did you get a chance to buy it? Tell us what you think. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. Well, my friend, one breakdown, another 3 segments to go here on the show, right here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. Of course, we would be remiss at this time, my friend, because it is heading into the Thanksgiving box office season. And I want to know, it's still a success. Wicked coming out to theaters, almost 4,000 theaters. It earned almost $50 million as far as on Friday and the preview screenings combined. It is looking to go ahead, probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of 115, 120 million. I didn't like the projections that were gearing it towards 150, even more. I think that was not fair to those expectations for Wicked, but I think garnering and looking everything at that's what I'm seeing, I'm still calling this a big success. It is Wicked Part 1. Your thoughts, my friend? This has stormed into theaters. People are singing the songs that are on it. They are really enjoying what they're doing. I know my family is looking forward to checking it out. Wicked Part 1 seems to be a hit in many metrics across the board, my friend.
Yeah, so I've heard a lot of the people in the circles my wife is in have been really excited about watching this movie. She's seen posts online of people decking their kids out in Wicked gear and going to see the movie. They got all the popcorn buckets and T-shirts and
Try
things
to
like
do the
that.
combination thing like the Barbenheimer thing with Gladiator. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Was it Wikiator or Glickid or something? So,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So,
The Barbenheimer or whatever it was.
yes. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Wicked, I haven't had a chance to go see it myself. I know my kids want to see it at some point, so I'm hoping get a chance to see that. I'm probably gonna end up going to see Gladiator at some
Well,
point
we'll
this
talk
week.
about that in a sec, my friend. Yes.
Yes, yes. So well, let me ask you this. So as of right now, you follow the box office projections more than me. So do you think that Wicked has a chance of becoming something more beyond Wicked that wasn't covered in the Broadway show outside of what it's doing in the box office right now?
I think so. Remember, there is a Wicked Part 2 coming up. So this is only details Wicked Part 1, one part of the Wicked universe. So this is like for instance, if you're watching it is essentially the play that you're seeing, the musical. And so Wicked Part 1 ends, from what I'm told, right where the intermission would be if you're watching it live
Oh,
in the
okay.
musical theater. So that's essentially what it is. And if that's the case, I have no problem with that. I think that's a great idea. They're lengthening it out. We saw what happened when you lengthen out stories like Dune.
Mm-hmm.
It just, you give it more time to breathe. You give it time to tell a better story, and that's what they're doing with Wicked. It's garnered a lot of acclaim. Got a 9 on IGN. It's getting very, very strong reviews. It's being considered, maybe in the clubhouse as far as a top movie of the year candidate. It maybe in Oscars, obviously for the songs for sure, but maybe even the movie as well. It is hitting the right note, pardon the pun, with a lot of people out there. It might uh, reach $1 billion worldwide. I'm not going to say that's good. It's a definite. I would have said it's more of a definite if it got closer to 200 million domestically in its first weekend, but I think all it's said done, you're talking about a $300 to $400 million opening, Josh, in its first weekend. I think that's a really, really good start, my friend.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. And you can't forget too that, like, it is not even Thanksgiving week yet, so we're probably going to see a lot of families flocking into the movie theaters over the course of the next 5 days to watch, or even seven, 7, 8, 9 days to go see these movies. So I mean, we're right at school just got out, so I don't imagine there's a lot of people going to see this on premiere day or whatever. But I have a feeling over the course of the next week we're going to see a big boost to those current numbers.
I hear, my friend. And I believe by where it will stand after the Thanksgiving Day weekend will tell whether or not it's going to reach a billion. And I have a feeling it is. They're already planning the sing along version of it. Like, for instance, when
Uh-huh.
Frozen came out, like they thought of it like way down the line doing a sing along version. I know that AMC theaters, a lot of people were going back and forth on their policy of no singing during the movie. And that, which again, the studio said, okay, well, we'll bring out a sing along version here at some point in time in the near future. So they're already planning that. So I thought that was a smart move. They are trying to set it up for a long-term run throughout the end of this year. And if that's the case and it has a long enough tail, I could see this as one of the biggest movies of the year. It already is as far as just the opening is concerned.
Yeah, and you know what? Hollywood kind of underestimates the fact that people love musicals. We don't see a lot of those in the modern box office. Like there before
Well, maybe
COVID.
Cats kind of turned them off.
Yeah, I get that. But before COVID, like they had Phantom of the Opera with what's his name, Gerard Butler and Emma
Beauty and the
Rossum,
Beast.
and they had Beauty and the Beast, and they had what was it, Les Mis came out. Like people really enjoy going to see those. They don't always do that well, but there's always a market for that. And part of me wonders, like with Wicked, like they should have made this movie a long time ago. But part of me wonders if the release of what was it, Oz the Great and Powerful with James Franco. I wonder if that kind of slowed things down on putting a movie version of Wicked out because it somewhat covers the same story that's being told in
Yeah.
Wicked.
And Jeff Goldblum is playing Oz in the movie. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing what will come about as far as Wicked. I know that again, my family is looking forward to seeing it, just like yours is. Meanwhile, on the back end of this and riding the coattails, much in the way Oppenheimer did with Barbie, although Oppenheimer was a great movie in and of itself, where is Gladiator 2? That's also out in theaters, and that is looking to do about 60 to $65 million, I believe, in its first weekend. That's what it's gearing toward, which is not too shabby. Again, it's already taken over $100 million overseas, Josh. This comes on the heels of as far as what people were talking about in regards to, oh, what did we really need a gladiator film? Did we not need a gladiator film? I don't think we needed a gladiator film, but we got one, and people are really liking it, Josh. Denzel Washington really is just stealing every scene. Pedro Pascal, this is another box office winner for him. And it looks like there might even be coming out of it, just provided that Ridley Scott lives that long to make another one, that a Gladiator 3 could be on the way as well.
Yeah, hey, hold on one second, man. They started streaming. My internet's dying. Give me 1 second.
Okay, you got it. Well, I'll tell you what, again, it is, of course, the pop culture cosmos. It is, of course, when you talk about what's going on with Gladiator 2. I'm just so excited to see what this film can do. Again, it has earned almost 100 million. Well, actually has earned over $100 million overseas so far. And it looks like it's going to head for right around 60 to $65 million as far as the take domestically at the box office. What's coming up? That's not even based on what it will do over the course of Thanksgiving Day weekend. I thought it was a very strategic move to pair it with, of course, Wicked. It's been obviously something that hasn't been a detriment. So, your thoughts on Gladiator 2? Are you entertained with Gladiator 2?
Oh, I think I will be. I'm not sure what my plans are. I think I might be seeing it this week, hopefully. But yeah, they've been talking about this movie for a really, really long time. I think it was like shortly after Gladiator 1 came out, they're like laying plans for Gladiator 2, but I don't think that original script ever had an opportunity to you know formulate. So naturally, anything Ridley Scott makes, I'm gonna go watch. But Gladiator 2, I think is going to do. I think it's going to do really well. I mean, looking at the numbers, it's already 22 million just today, and it was what was the
I mean,
numbers?
if it does more than half of Wicked, I think you can call that a success for that film, Josh.
Well, as of today, it's 153 million worldwide. So I think that you give it, like I said, same thing with Wicked. You give it until the end of next weekend, and we're going to see some pretty high numbers. It'll at least have crossed that 250 million mark, I'm sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to checking out myself. Again, I know a lot of people were apprehensive. I was apprehensive on it because I love Gladiator. I really enjoyed
Right.
it. I know that Melinda shared some deep thoughts on it in regards to Gladiator because she has a great affinity for it as well. They watch it, her and her husband, on a regular basis. I just think it's absolutely a fun film to watch. Obviously it's an R-rated film, so you can't have the kids watch it, but I enjoy it. It's a great way to test your sound system. It's an absolutely spectacular film, cinematography wise. I just, again, following that up with this, it looks like that the reviews are solid for it. Does not look like that they blew it. They say it doesn't meet the original, but in its own way, it's not half bad, Josh.
Right, but I mean, look at you're standing in the shadow of a colossus. Like
A
Gladiator
best
was
picture.
best picture. Yeah, Gladiator is a movie that in the same way that like those 90s teen movies defined an entire generation, like Gladiator defined an entire generation of filmmaking. And that is a bar that you'll no matter how hard you try, you won't be able to cross. But looking at Gladiator 2, seeing the reviews, hearing people talk about it that have actually watched it so far, it sounds like it's going to, it's not going to surpass the original, but it's going to be pretty close. And definitely sounds like it's worth watching. And we don't get a lot of historical epics, so I mean, the fact that this is out there, released on the week of Thanksgiving, uh, it it's a recipe for success, I think.
Well, we'll definitely see what happens with those two movies, but I did want to touch on a movie that unfortunately we couldn't get to last week, and that's because it was a, I don't know. How do you relate this, my friend? Because you have a $250 million movie
Okay.
put out there with The Rock, with Chris Evans, with Lucy Liu, J.K. Simmons, based on a Christmas movie on Santa getting kidnapped in Red One. Uh, I don't know. When Apple said they were scaling back on the big budget movies, I can't say I blame them because they have found no success as of yet. When Netflix kind of hinted in that direction, I'd say you know what, they haven't had huge success. Their bigger hits are with their series, and when they bring out a movie that does a great job, it doesn't have to be like those 250 million dollar movies like The Gray Man came out for them as well, or Napoleon for Apple. And
Yeah.
then you have Amazon. And again, I thought this was a Netflix movie for the longest time because it had the look and feel of it. And I'm like, oh, it's not. It's an Amazon movie. This was supposed to go straight to streaming at one point in time, and then Amazon got talked into, I guess, putting it out there on the theatrical format, and it has not done well. It is really disappointed box office numbers wise, but is it truly a disappointment if Amazon really in the first place never intended to put it on into a theater?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, part of me wonders if the cost of the actors in the movie, help push that decision and be like, oh, we should try to get as much money from this as we possibly can. But also, you put a Christmas movie out a week before Thanksgiving break and 2.5 weeks before December. So I don't, maybe not the best time slot for something like that.
I can't say I blame you. Maybe it's all about timing. Maybe it's just about the movie itself. It's garnered weak reviews. I don't know. Maybe that Rock needs to reassess the way he selects movies. That's also been a thing as well. But that's another conversation for another day, Josh, because we should go into that, as far as how these big budget films are structured. But for now, it is, of course, Red One not performing as well as Gladiator 2 and also as well Wicked Part 1. at the box office. So please let us know, are you catching any of these films at the box office in the coming days or on Thanksgiving vacation? Please let us know. PopCultureCosmos at yahoo.com. Well, 1/2 hour down, 1/2 hour to go here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. It is Josh the Great Peterson along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. Ha ha! Ha ha! It is time. Every year we do this, my friend. It's one of my favorite episodes that we talk about. That and probably the worst of in pop culture. I mean,
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
Yep.
best of pop culture is great, but we like trashing things first, more foremost here on the show. But be that as it may, Black Friday's here, and it's our annual Black Friday episode. I know we've been touching and hinting on Black Friday, giving little tips on Black Friday as news and tidbits come out, but this is the whole big one, my friend. Black Friday will be coming out, and you need to use this as a guide for your thoughts on everything Black Friday. So, Josh, with that, where do you want to go first on the wave to Black Friday? In fact, I'm going to bring it up here on the screen so everybody can check it out that's watching as well.
Let's start with Target, shall we? I mean, that seems to be
Target. It's Target. Have a little class, my friend. It's Target.
he's out.
All right. See, this is what I was talking about before we went into the air. I do believe the $3.99 price, it may or may not be. Walmart may have something similar, but the 75-inch television under $400, I think, is the lowest price. I know that Walmart, as we talked about earlier this month, was doing a 50-inch for about $139, but a 75-incher, if you're looking for that, Target might be the place to go for that, Josh.
Yeah, the Westing. You know, it's funny with Westinghouse. You don't see a lot of those over the course of the year. Like Westinghouse TVs seem to go around the holidays more than anything else. Like you do see some displayed in Target, but you don't see them frequently. Not as frequent as like Samsung and Philips and things like that. But Westinghouse. So I've only ever owned one Westinghouse television, and it was is not my favorite. But the newer Westinghouses, as I've seen them displayed, are actually they're really nice televisions. So
and it does have the Roku built in. So.
Right, exactly. And it's got the wireless what's it, you can stream from your phone to the television. It's got all the modern amenities of a regular LED smart television. So yeah, these are definitely, if you're in the market for a TV, like these are definitely worth getting your hands on if you want to save a little bit of money.
Now, these next two ones, you'll see this across the board, guys and gals that are out there. Let's go first with MetaQuest 3. MetaQuest 3, this is the big time of year for them to try and get people hooked into virtual reality. I know TJ Johnson's been trying to talk me into it forever. Keep talking, TJ, because you haven't got me there yet. But if it just let you know, this $299.99 price, I believe there's a reduction across the board. It's a standard reduction that MetaQuest has sent out to all of its retailers, Josh.
Yeah.
If you notice, if you're going to get a MetaQuest 3 with probably the best game that's out there on it, which is the brand new Batman Arkham Shadow, which everybody is raving about. TJ could not stop talking about it. And a 3-month trial of the MetaQuest Plus for access to all the games. If you look right above the $299.99, the extra incentive of a $75 gift card from Target to buy into this, I don't think anybody else is doing a buy-in on that. I'll have to check maybe when we go ahead and see if in other places, other retailers, but I think the $75 Target gift card as a extra little zinger might be probably the best place to get it if you want to get into VR this year.
It's funny. Until recently, like I could care less about VR, but I want the MetaQuest 3 so bad because they have that mobile
Batman game.
No, it's not the Batman game for me. It's Mobile Suit Gundam Silver Phantom. So you're playing,
Ooh.
you're like playing as a Gundam pilot in this, and you get into it and you sit in the cockpit and you control the Gundam in the fights. Like it has a lot of cutscenes in it, but you're still doing the things. You have your thumbs and you're moving around. I was sold on it the moment I heard that came out, and yes, like $299 plus you get that $75 Target gift card. Like I think that is definitely worth the worth the money you pay for something like that.
For all you Swifties out there, or you dads and moms that are going to buy for your kids Swifty stuff, yes, the Eras Tour book drops at Target in stores on the 29th and online on the 30th. Also, remember the Tortured Poet Society. I guess there's a extended version with even more songs that are coming to Target on those days as well. So if you're a Swifty or a Swifty parent, it's there for you. The other thing I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about right now on this is something that you're going to see from every vendor. Again, Nintendo, because of the situation you've heard recently, we've talked about this on the Super BS before about the sales numbers disappointing this year. The bottom has finally dropped out of the Switch because of the Switch 2 impending, which everybody knows about. Even casual audiences know that the Switch 2 is coming in the near future. So the incentivization for one last final push for Nintendo is there, my friend. So you will see reductions in prices on the bundles, the holiday bundles for the Nintendo Switch coming up this holiday season, my friend.
Yeah, okay, so the Nintendo Switch, it's not just the Switch though, it's the Xbox and the PlayStation. Like I've never
Yes, they're
seen
all doing that. They're all
they're
doing
all
yes.
yeah, and I've never seen across the board from, out of all the years we've been doing Black Friday stuff, I've never seen discounts this steep on video game consoles. And if you don't have one, you've been in the market for one, it would be foolish not to go out and take advantage of some of these deals. But also, let me ask you, Gerald, why do you think that they are slashing prices as much as they are on these things?
Well, I think it's as you also know, we also had that conversation about Sony lowering its projection on sales in regards to the PlayStation 5, the regular PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Already, you know that theirs is more about not about the sales of the console, but more about getting you to get into the Game Pass. So with them, it's interesting because they're releasing 3 AAA level games on the Xbox. So they're trying to incentivize you to get on Games Pass. Plus, they're making it cheaper. With PlayStation and Nintendo, they're just trying to boost sales so they will not be ending up as disappointing to their shareholders as what is projected to be, because they both have had to lower their sales expectations. So it's pretty clear that this is overall, my friend, when you look at it, going to be a down year, even with all the layoffs, the lack of high profile games. I think the fact that when we covered on the Super BS, the fact that the game of the year for the video game awards just shows you the lack of number of high profile games that are available this year. I think that tells you this right there is one of the reasons why this is probably a down year for video games overall.
Yeah, you're right. And I hope though that next year things start to look up. I hope that I know our economy's been in a recession slightly, and I'm sure that has repercussions all around the world. But I'm hoping that starting January or February, whenever, like I hope that with the announcement of the Switch 2, that people start buying video games again, that the industry starts getting stronger, and we are able to see more more titles that people are wanting to play and are excited about.
I did want to say that you see right there the on Target the Madden and college football this year's editions are
Yeah.
slashed half off. If you go to bestbuy.com, I believe they are actually $5 even cheaper than that. So they will be running $29.99 at Best Buy as opposed to $34.99 at Target, aka Target, just to let everybody know. But you see the fact there, my friend, Legend of Zelda, that one is being, this is Tears of the Kingdom, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That is being reduced to $39.99. We also saw Walmart. The only game that actually by itself was being sold was which one was it? It was a
Because
Switch game. It was a Switch
because the
game.
cult is
Super Smash Brothers. It
oh,
was
that's
Super
right.
Smash. Yes, so in the entire 39-page spread for Walmart, there was only one video game. There was the consoles, of course, which you talked about, but there was only one video game by itself. This display, like you see here, and like we haven't gotten hold of GameStop's Black Friday yet, but this is something that's going away, my friend. This page right here, where right there in one of the first pages of the ad, you're seeing video games right here. This is something that used to be standard from all the major retailers.
Yeah.
But in the case of Walmart, it's going away. Is that a bigger sign of the industry? Is that a bigger sign of physical media? Your thoughts, my friend, on this? Because again, I'm looking at this not just out of I'm looking for good deals. I'm looking this out of nostalgia because we may not be seeing this very much longer in proceeding in the following years, my friend.
Yeah, you know what? That kills me because I remember getting the ad Black Friday, Black Friday at Target, Best Buy, Walmart, whatever. And yeah, you would open it up. There would be a couple pages worth of movie deals, a couple pages worth of video game deals, and they're also like CD deals on music. You just don't. Music is a prime example of where we're headed, right? Like you don't see people advertising CDs at all anymore unless it's by someone like Taylor Swift or
Yep.
whoever is out there in the mainstream, selling a lot of stuff. But all we have left now are video games. Like they don't even advertise movies on sale anymore. Best Buy has pretty much gotten rid of all their movies. Walmart has narrowed things down to like what one aisle. Target has one aisle, like not even an aisle, it's half an aisle of movies now. And this could very well be the last year we open up an ad and we see a whole page of video games like this. And even still, like, look at this right now. Like, there's not anywhere near as many video games being advertised as there, have been in years past. And you know me, I will not go silently into this all digital future, but doesn't seem like I'm going to have a choice here soon enough.
You know, it doesn't, my friend. I'm so sorry to hear that. But again, I just wanted to bring that to your attention right there. You see, again, if you could still, if you're on a real budget, you can get reduced pricing on the Nintendo Switch. Or if you're looking, like we talk about, you really want to get into entry level for the Game Pass end of it, Xbox, you can get the Xbox Series S for as low as 250. So go ahead and check out that if you can. But my friend, there's still much more to talk about on as far as BlackFriday.com. Where do you want to go to next? We talked about Walmart a little bit. We talked about Target. Where do you want to go to next, my friend?
Let's go to Best Buy here. Let's check things out at Best
That's
Buy.
fine.
So
Okay.
Best Buy's ad is structured weird this year. They don't have it's basically you click on the ad that's on blackfriday.com. It's just their website landing page. Like click on that and you'll
Yep.
see it's the same thing that's on their website when you go to the site. So
Good
uh
point.
do you think I don't do they still put ads out in papers? Like do you still get physical ads anymore? Or is it all just what you go on
I
the
don't get it on the Sundays anymore, but again, I don't need to do. I stopped a couple years ago where I had to go like in the morning. You go to the local liquor store,
yeah.
aka convenience store, and you go and grab that special Thanksgiving Day paper, and you wanted to make sure you got a copy. They still do that to an extent, but it has been reduced because of the fact that so much is selling online, my friend.
Crazy. That's crazy. The world would collapse if the internet ever went out like that. But looking at Best Buy, we've got let me bring my ad back
That
up.
Rogue Ally is very appealing, and I'll just say that it's been reduced to $150 to $499.99. It is the entry level 512 gigabyte, but the Rogue Ally has been favorably compared to the Steam Deck, my friend. Your thoughts on the Rogue Ally?
Yeah, it
Amazing.
has, and it's actually one of the stronger competitors out there. Like I've seen a lot of people say like, "Hey, don't actually get the Steam Deck. Get one of these because you can run Steam on it. You can run Games Pass on it. You can do all kinds of things on it." So, um, yeah, I mean, as far as like the handheld computers go, like this is it. And if you've ever been to Best Buy, like I've seen them up on the end caps, and I picked it up and I've played around with it, and it feels really really nice to hold.
There you go. And the other thing is, if I know you don't normally cover vacuums on this show, my friend, but all month long, Dyson has been in a giving mood because on several of its units at Costco, Walmart, Best Buy, all over, they've been reducing their products, their Dyson vacuums into the hundreds. So I would have been remiss if I didn't talk about that. So I wanted to give you a heads up as well. What else do you see? I see a $700 reduction on a 45-inch OLED monitor, but again, the curved LED monitors, I don't know how much of a market there is for that, so you're going to have to tell me on that. But what else is sticking out to you as far as reductions at Best Buy?
So my wife actually has a curved monitor, and she likes it a lot. I bought it for I want to say 2 Christmases ago.
There
Um,
you go.
Best Buy always has really great deals on gaming PCs, though, like the towers. I'm trying to get to the page that it's on.
Well, I'd also tell people and point out to people that Costco does as well. There's one that I'm targeting here on the. I've told you this, I think, earlier this month that I'm targeting one on at for 12.99. That's an i9 with a 4070 Super. As far as the video card on it, 32 gigs of RAM and a 2 terabyte SSD. That one is going to be for $12.99.99. That one is a huge $400 reduction. That one normally sells for $16.99. That's the one I've seen. I think is the best value or the best bang for the buck.
Yeah.
But you're
Uh,
right; they are doing 30% discounts on all of it on many of its desktops at
yeah.
Best Buy.
Yeah, well, look, if you're looking to pay under $1,000 for a good, decent gaming PC, like they have the iBuyPower ones are really nice. So
See, I
here's
even
one
got it right
that's
here.
yeah,
Yeah, because I
200.
talked about this one because you like the 12.99 gaming laptop. I think you like that one too. Uh,
The HP Omen. I have one of those. But yeah, the site like CyberPower makes pretty decent PCs. The iBuyPower stuff is really good. But yeah, I
it's an
mean,
iBuyPower, by the way, everybody.
yeah. Yeah, so if you're looking to pay under $1,000 for something that is going to be really good, I wouldn't, I probably wouldn't get anything that has, um, less than 16 gigabytes of memory on it. But yeah, a lot of great options here at Best Buy for
Yes, I
gaming.
was actually. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy. My plan is to buy this one and then buy 32 gigs on sale. So make it a full 64 because that was my target goal is to get 64 gigs, and it doesn't look like anything under 2,000 is or right around 2,000 is the best I could do for a 64 gig with an i9. That's a 14th generation, not a 13th generation.
Yeah.
So and a decent video card. So I'm going to probably just add in 32 myself and buy that from Amazon because I know they're slashing prices on RAM and the computer accessories as well. So
Yeah. Other area to look are games. I mean, Best Buy already has a lot of their game deals out, and you're looking at, saving almost 50% on a lot of the big PS5 titles that have come out this year. Looking at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is discounted by $30. Elden Ring is $30 off. You have the Final Fantasy collection that has 1 through 6 on there, and that's discounted by $20. There are, I talked about how there's not a lot of video games. They seem like on Black Friday they're slashed almost as much as they are throughout the course of the regular year. But if you dig hard enough, there are some deals out there that are a lot better than what you get during the course of the normal year. So, Best Buy is just such a place to look for stuff like that right now.
so there you go. And again, you're seeing now I've got it on the screen. You want to make sure that you take a look. If you are interested in Xbox Series S or X, Nintendo Switch, or a PlayStation 5, or even, as I said, the MetaQuest 3, MetaQuest 3, get it at Target because they're giving you the kicker with the $75 Target gift card. That really, I did something like that. I think I bought my Xbox Series S, but I got like a $50 gift card on top of it that nobody else was offering, and Target did. And that helped me in buying a mic extra microphone for my studio here
There you
when
go.
when it came out. So yeah, it
Yeah.
really comes in handy. So if you're really looking for good deals, again, gotta search around. They're not every you can't find them all at one place. There'll be something at Walmart, something at Target, something at Best Buy, something at Costco. You have to look around, Josh, because all of them are trying to negotiate on exactly what they can do. Now, sometimes like the Beats, the Samsungs, the Apples, they give you all a standard price cut. That's map pricing. So if you see one store doing a price cut on some of these products, they're all doing it. But the thing is, again, like the MetaQuest 3, look to see if they're throwing in a kicker as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. A lot of places they have mail-in rebates and gift card opportunities. So definitely, before you select a place and buy something, do a little bit of price comparison. I know sometimes you have to be quick before they sell out, but definitely worth doing a little research on for sure.
So, any other places that you want to go ahead and check out as far as what's on the menu for Black Friday?
Okay, I'm gonna step outside the box here a little bit. I was just looking at the Home Depot ad, and if you're into those power tools, like this is a good place. Like all the Ryobi stuff is $100 off. They have a table saw, the drills, the flashlight batteries, sawzall, all that good stuff. Look at that, $100 off right now. So
Yeah. And they all
that's
have like most of them run on rechargeable batteries, and you can see that right there. So, yeah.
yeah, and anyone who has home improvement stuff going on, like exactly how ridiculously priced a lot of the power tools are. So this is a good chance to save $100 on stuff that could cost you a lot more during the course of the
Isn't
year.
that a whole set though? That
That
you were
is a
seeing it?
whole that is a whole set, has
So all
everything.
that is 199.
6 tool set right there, Ryobi.
Wow. Nice.
Oh yeah. Um
And then you see right next to it to the right for 149, there's also a kit there that they're offering as well.
yeah, it's DeWalt right there. Yeah, DeWalt, Ryobi, and Craftsman, I think, are like the main tool makers these days. But yeah, that's definitely,
Interesting.
it's a great deal. If you're like me, I don't always sit down and play video games, watch movies. I got I got some stuff I got to do around the house, and so Ryobi is definitely, my tools are all Ryobi, and I think that it's definitely worth picking one up.
The only one, again, I haven't been able to see that if they are still doing it is, of course, GameStop. I really want to go ahead and check out to see if they're doing something for Black Friday. I've not been able to see that yet. PetSmart, I always usually talk about it on the show as well. They're just right now, only thing I see is pre Black Friday stuff from both those outlets. So hopefully that blackfriday.com will go ahead and put that up. So, yeah, if you want to check out some good stuff, we always give them their heads up. Remember, we were going in the past, Josh, for years to all the different Black Friday sites, but it looks like a lot of them have fallen by the wayside or they got bought up by Black Friday. So
Yeah.
yes, whatever you say about BlackFriday.com, I know some people are trying to trash it, some people kind of don't. They're doing a good job. This is so much better than the way it used to be when they try to look like they got ad scans. Remember the days when they got ad scans from somebody maybe at the corporate office,
That's
put it on the
right. Yep.
copier, and it looked like something like really bad. You could hardly make it out what it was. This is all stuff that they're getting firsthand. It's the actual ads, and again, it's so much better now than what it once was when you and I were first scouring the underworld looking for the best Black Friday deals, my friend.
Yeah. So also, like, GameStop started their Black Friday stuff on Monday. And so you can see, if you go to GameStop.com, click on their Black Friday stuff. So here's a couple of things that you can look at here. They have game grouping for 20, some for 30, some for 40. You can save 125 on a PS5. So yeah, if you click on the shop all deals, go up just a smidge. Oh, yeah, right there. Shop all deals, and it'll show you all the categories that you can have a discount on. Yeah, that one.
All right, so let's see what we got. Still got about 5 minutes left, so we can go ahead and take a look at that.
So yeah, you have your gaming categories. I don't think, I mean, there's probably some things you can get here that you can't get at like Target and Best Buy. One thing GameStop does have that those places don't, though, if you scroll all the way down, you're a collector of different things. You can get Funko Pops on sale for $10. Buy one get one 50% off on plush. Buy one get one 50% off on statues. Yeah, t-shirts, $10 t-shirts, like a lot of stuff for any of the collectors in your lives that you might be shopping for. GameStop has some things, but I wouldn't recommend going into the store to buy things from GameStop. I recommend doing things online because they don't always have that inventory in the store.
Well, they do also have a feature. If you go and select on a certain product, Josh, you can see if they have it locally at a store. So if you buy it, they can set it
Use
aside for you so you
for
don't have to
pickup.
pay the shipping as far as that. Only the sales tax on that particular product, Josh.
Yeah, yep, that's right. That's right. Yeah, but yeah, this definitely GameStop is has not faded out completely, and they definitely have some stuff worth checking out.
There you go. And once again, PSVR 2 is also on sale. Although the MetaQuest 3, I think of the VRs right now, it is probably the best selling. PSVR 2 has kind of been pushed to the back a little bit. They had their opportunity and their time in the sun, and they just couldn't get it done. So, guys, again, MetaQuest 3, if you buy it, go ahead and get it at Target because you get the extra $75 kicker right there on the gift card. It really, really helps for the holiday season. But yeah, there you go. You're seeing it as far as GameStop.com. So the Black Friday deals are there and in living color. I like to see what the select. Let's go ahead and how much time we got? We got 4 minutes left. I could go quickly through what price point do you want as far as $19.99, $29.99, or $39.99 on select video games? What games do you want?
Let's do 30. Let's sit in the middle here of the two.
All right. See what they got for 30. Coming up, MK1, Five Nights at Freddy's, The Show 24, Helldivers 2, Hellboy, there you go. Web
Yeah,
of
right.
Weird, there you go. Absolutely. Ash versus Evil Dead and Halloween, Sea of Stars, Atari 50. That one I
Oh,
reviewed.
that's right.
Fantastic game. Atari 50. If you want to go ahead and talk nostalgia there, Disney Dreamlight Valley. There you go. Octopath Traveler 2. There you go. Some good deals so far. Starship Troopers Extermination. That got solid reviews as well. Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection. Yes, that's available. So yeah, a lot of good deals right there. Of course, Empire of the Ants. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff as far as right there for you. As far as at the $29.99 price point, what time we got? 57. Yeah, let's go ahead real quickly. I'm gonna go ahead back one more. What price point? $19.99 or $39.99?
Let's look at 20. I think a lot of the $40 games are gonna be the same as what we've seen
Okay.
elsewhere.
All right, let's go. $19.99. So what gets you $20 on sale at GameStop? So
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts Legacy, there you go. Outer Wilds. Of course, Barbie Dreams House Adventure, a must have for every video gamer. Lords of the Fallen. Quiet Place, The Road Ahead. Okay. Still
That
Wakes
will
the
be the
Deep.
show.
Yes, MLB The Show again. Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remastered. The Last Faith. Realms of Ruin. Stanley Parable. Go ahead and real quick off to here. I see repeats of for depending on the format. Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures Deluxe, Persona 5 Tactica, Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 Reunion. Okay, just going through this here a little bit more. Broforce Deluxe Edition. Oh, Broforce was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yars
Rising. Yep.
Yep, Yars Rising for you Atari people out there. Wizard with a Gun, The Talos Principle 2. All right, looking at the last page right there. And then, yes, Roller Coaster right there for us. Yeah, so overall, some good deals, my friend. Not quite the quantity that we've seen in past years, but overall, I think some good things that you can catch out there, my friend, before we head on out.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, this could very well be the last year we see things like this happen. As far as the physical media goes.
We will see indeed. But again, if you have any thoughts on Black Friday, please let us know. PopCultureCosmos at yahoo.com. So for Josh Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's another beautiful day in paradise right here in the Pop Culture Cosmos. Thank you for listening. And here's hoping you have yourself a great day and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at the Pop
Happy Thanksgiving.
Culture Cosmos.